Hi, this is Hisham, your physical therapist, and today I'm coming to talk to you about something that you hear about it every time you go to the gym or workout, which is lactic acid. Every time you go to the gym and you start feeling post-workout soreness and fatigue or pain, you always hear that, oh, it's your lactic acid buildup. It's your lactic acid that's causing that fatigue or that pain. And today I want to explain to you the misconception about lactic acid, and it has nothing to do with your pain or fatigue. It actually works for you. Lactic acid is your friend. So lactic acid, as soon as it's formed in your body, it turns into lactate because it gets dissociated with the cellular water, the water in inside of your cell. So there is nothing that you can find in our body called lactic acid. It's only lactate. It's basic conjugate. And lactate is a product of increased anaerobic exercise. And we're going to explain that more in details. To talk about how lactic acid and how it forms, lactic acid comes from glucose when it goes into muscle cell. And during that, it breaks down into pyruvic acid. If oxygen is available, it continues into Krebs cycle, and then it makes more ATP. If oxygen is not available during anaerobic exercise, like weight resistance exercise or high intensity exercise, it forms lactic acid. And actually, lactic acid and pyruvic acid do not exist in the body. Why? Because once those acids mix with the cell water, it makes a different compound, which is a more basic one, more alkalinic one, called lactate. So lactate can be measured in our blood through testing our blood pH. We see how acidic our blood is. That's how we can measure the concentration of lactate in blood. Lactic acid, or lactate in its real form, is released in our body in type 2 muscle fibers, small muscles like your biceps, your tibialis anterior, the shin splint muscle. It is released with high intensity exercise when your body starts not catching up, not supplying your body tissues with enough oxygen. So lactate starts to release. So how lactic acid or lactate is your friend? It works for your body. First, your body uses it as an energy substrate. So that means that it can be recycled and used as energy. It goes to your big muscles like your glutes, your quads, to get recycled and used as an energy. It goes to your liver. Your liver does a process called gluconeogenesis, meaning manufacturing or producing new glucose. So from lactate that we all hate and think it's the cause of our fatigue. Actually, it helps to manufacture more energy. Also, lactate helps to bring down the cellular pH. So it's actually an acid, but it helps to remove all the hydrogen ions, the free radicals. So it's an antioxidant. It has an antioxidant effect. So it helps your cell. It helps your cell by bringing the pH up to alkalinic level or maintain alkalinic level. So all your cellular function continues, like enzymes that is involved in metabolism of glucose through oxygen. So now, after I said all those good things about lactate, what's the reason of that soreness? What's the pain, the burning pain after you work out for 1 or 2 days? And the reason of that is a breakdown of ATP. ATP is the energy unit of the body. It's ATP. So when you break down a lot of ATP, you have accumulation of hydrogen ions, acid, and that's what brings the acidity up. Lactate actually helps to capture some of that acidity to bring it somewhere else in the body. Lastly, I want to talk about burning fat or fat burning exercise. That happens through aerobic exercise. So only aerobic exercise help to burn fat. Why? Because you can't burn fat without the presence of oxygen, and you need to do a long duration, low intensity exercise to start utilizing your oxygen because it's a slow process, and you start using your fat as a source of energy. And the good part of that doesn't actually produce any lactate. So the fat goes through your oxygen aerobic metabolism, and you get high doses of energy without lactate.